At the 2025 Hungarian MotoGP, tensions escalated when Aprilia's boss openly expressed his frustration with Marc Márquez, the champion who once again demonstrated his dominance on the track, with his extraordinary and seemingly unstoppable performance. Marquez pressured his rivals, including Aprilia, which had been so confident heading into the season. Could this be a sign that Aprilia is wavering in the face of Marquez's superiority this season? Let's discuss. The 2025 Hungarian MotoGP race at the Balaton Park circuit will be remembered as one of the most dramatic of the season, not only because Marquez emerged victorious again, but also because of how he achieved victory, with a motorcycle that had suffered damage to its right firing pin since the first lap. Marquez, who started from pole position, lost momentum at the first corner. After making contact with Bezzecchi, this cracked the right firing pin of his Desmosedici GP25, causing severe vibrations at high speeds. Many expected Marquez's race to end prematurely. However, Marquez remained calm. He maintained his rhythm, curbed his ego, and developed a strategy to pass again. Meanwhile, Bezzecchi took the lead. The Aprilia pit wall erupted with excitement, and the team boss rose from his chair periodically to issue confident instructions. For them, this was a golden opportunity to overthrow the Ducati legend. Bezzecchi's lead looked solid at first. With soft tires, he could accelerate quickly and open up a gap. Unfortunately, that strategy backfired. Midway through the race, his tire grip decreased drastically. Bezzecchi's pace weakened while Marquez, on medium tires, remained consistent. Marquez followed closely behind, learning Bezzecchi's rhythm without rushing. Cameras repeatedly showed the grim expressions in the Aprilia pits. They knew the baby alien was quickly gaining momentum for victory. The 11th lap was the deciding moment. Marquez made a clean but deadly move, confidently passing Bezzecchi. Aprilia's lead instantly vanished. Bezzecchi seemed lost and began to lose his composure. The mental pressure of Marquez's retreating pace caused him to panic. Instead of maintaining his rhythm, Bezzecchi rushed. Consequently, Pedro Acosta overtook him, forcing the Aprilia rider to settle for third place. For Aprilia, the podium position was bittersweet. Instead of securing their first victory of the season, they left with their heads down. After the race, the atmosphere in the Aprilia garage was in stark contrast to Ducati's victory celebration. Aprilia mechanics hung their heads, some tidying up equipment without saying much. Bezzecchi entered the paddock, took off his helmet, and sat down, slumped over. The team boss approached him, patted his shoulder, and tried to encourage him. However, their body language clearly showed the deep wounds they both bore. In front of the media, the Aprilia boss couldn't hide his frustration. "We took a risk with the soft tire. Marco rode well, but Marc is different. Even with a damaged bike, he remained patient and attacked at the right moment. That's the difference." The international media immediately highlighted this profound irony. How could a bike with a cracked tire condition that would normally weaken performance still go faster than an intact Aprilia without technical problems? This phenomenon left many analysts speechless and added a mystical aura to Marquez's dominance this season. Even expert commentators called Marquez's victory the cracked firing miracle, proving that winning in MotoGP requires more than just the most advanced engine or perfect tire strategy. Rather, it takes steely nerves, a willingness to take risks, and a rider's intuition attuned to his bike. The previously optimistic Aprilia boss finally admitted his team's weaknesses. Sounding reflective and disappointed, "We can make the engine faster, we can choose better tires. We can organize the pit strategy as well as possible. But managing the pressure against Marquez is much more difficult. He doesn't just race with a bike, he races with an unbreakable mentality." Meanwhile, Marco Bezzecchi, Aprilia's mainstay on the track, appeared utterly devastated. During his post-race interview, his expression revealed his frustration. "As soon as Marc passed me, everything fell apart. My tires wore out faster than expected, and I focused too much on defending instead of speed. I felt like I was trapped in Marquez's shadow. It was my mistake, and that mistake ruined everything." Bezzecchi's words illustrate how the psychological pressure from a legendary rider can destroy a rival team's entire strategy. The technical aspects weren't the only thing affected. The mental state of the Aprilia riders was also severely shaken. As long as Marquez was on the track, observers commented that his opponents had to contend not only with his speed, but also with an invisible wall of intimidation and immense mental pressure. While Aprilia was mired in disappointment, Marc Márquez appeared remarkably calm. He admitted to being worried about damage to his bike, but used it as motivation rather than letting it hinder him. "I could feel the vibrations at high speed, but I didn't want to panic," he said. "In racing, patience is sometimes more important than courage," Marquez said in a firm yet reflective tone. This victory in Hungary added to Marquez's trophy collection and confirmed his status as the new powerhouse of the Ducati Lenovo team. From the start of race week, his dominance was clear. He dominated the free practice sessions, won the qualifying round by a landslide, and swept the sprint and main races without giving any ground to his rivals. Balaton Park seemed to become Marquez's personal stage, even Ducati's two top executives, Mauro Grassilli and Davide Tardozzi, were surprised. They described Marquez's adaptation to the new circuit as one of the most perfect and dominant performances in Ducati history. This was a clear sign that a new era had begun, and that Marquez was now the center of attention in the MotoGP competition. The 2025 Hungarian MotoGP was a valuable lesson for Aprilia. Despite being competitive from qualifying to the start of the race, Aprilia ultimately faced the bitter reality of an inadequate strategy, resulting in less than expected results. Aprilia realized that speed alone wouldn't defeat Marc Márquez and Ducati, who had been dominant this season. The race in Hungary demonstrated the importance of mental strength, flexible strategies, and composure under pressure during the final laps. As his rivals faltered, Marquez remained solid and maintained his rhythm until the finish line. Aprilia, on the other hand, was affected by small mistakes with big consequences. The Aprilia boss admitted that his team can no longer rely solely on the speed of their bikes or hope that their opponents will make mistakes. MotoGP is more than just a battle of the fastest machines. It's also a battle of mentality, consistency, and cunning. We have to learn to stay calm, not panic, and read the race situation more intelligently, he said. He concluded the interview with a reflective statement that sums up Aprilia's current situation. "We can't just hope Marquez makes a mistake. If we want to win, we have to create our own victories. That means working harder, being more disciplined, and focusing on every detail." The race at Balaton Park in Hungary will be remembered as the day a broken engine couldn't stop a champion. Marc Márquez once again demonstrated that he is not just a fast rider, but also a living legend with a steely mentality. Meanwhile, Aprilia had to wait even longer for a major victory. Starting second and briefly leading the race, Marco Bezzecchi ended up third, a result that left a deep scar on the Aprilia team and its fans. Does Aprilia still have a realistic chance of defeating Marquez this season? Let us know your thoughts below.